Sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, kindly smash that subscribe button and turn your notification so you are notified each time I upload. And please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you all so much, and I am saying a very big shout out to every one of you for all the love and support you all give me here. I am grateful. Thank you so much. So today we'll be talking something very important. First of all, I don't know how people wake up to gaslight themselves. I mean, a black woman is asking a black man, where would you have been without slavery? So what she's about to tell the whole world is that she's justifying slavery that happened, how they went to, how they brought black people or African Americans over, maltreated them, and I mean, they built America from their sweat and blood, in pains and in agony. I mean, this is what she is asking. Where would you have been without slavery? And also, black Republicans are now being attacked by their party for disagreeing with Florida's new education rules, claiming black people benefited from slavery. What do you get when a black person decided to join Republicans? And they think that because they joined that party that they are going to be treated any better than every other black person out there. But as it stands, they are not even... They are disagreeing, and they are attacking them as it stands right now. And then black people actually took out to the streets to protest over this new curriculum in Florida. And then before we get it, we conclude and get into the main video, I am going to tell you that there is actually a video that I saw that Run the Shit Sandys actually got into accident. And a lot of people were like, oh my goodness, just one chance. But nothing happened, you know? I don't want to get into that. Maybe I'm actually going to bring that video so we all can see. And then what I want to see is that any black person that wakes up and think that because he doesn't want to identify with black people, he wants to identify with white supremacists because if they feel like they are going to be treated any better, I want you to know that the way they see every other black person is also the way they are going to see, even if you are a Republican. I am rolling this clip. We'll come back to talk about it. Let me know what you all think in the comments section. So straight up, here we'll go.
I think that conversation around reparations does get very complicated, and I know that there are a lot of people that advocate for that. But beyond that, I have to ask you,
what's complicated about it?
Where would you be today without slavery?
That's a great question. That's what we call one of those counterfactual hypotheticals, right? It's hard for me to tell you where I'd be without slavery because our entire history was interrupted by it. But black people, or African people, more importantly, had empires. We had civilizations. We had governments. We had order. We had laws. Were we perfect? No society, no civilization is perfect. But the question, where will we be without slavery, would imply or suggest to people that somehow we have benefited from the enterprise of slavery, or that somehow in the aftermath of slavery we're better off than we otherwise would have been. And there's absolutely no evidence to believe that African people were better after interacting with enslavers, after interacting with the European colonists. There's no evidence of that. So I don't know where we'd be without slavery, but I'm certainly sure it's better than where we would otherwise be.
Yeah, see, and I would counter that personally with what we see on the continent of Africa today. I mean, honestly, you talked about some people having, some of the kingdoms and being on the hierarchy in Africa and different countries in Africa, and sure, but those weren't the people that were being sold into slavery. See, so it's like it's so hard to understand.
But Kim, where in Africa? I want you to be a little more specific. Where in Africa can we point to and see any kind of problem, any kind of disruption that hasn't been touched or interrupted by Europe?
You're kidding, right? Okay, so my family is from both.
Name a country that hasn't been. You're saying Nigeria and Cameroon haven't been affected by Europe? That's your argument?
There's many countries in Africa that did not have Europeans colonize it, and they're still down today. Look at the Congo, for one thing. We don't talk enough about the Congo and what they're dealing with, especially when it comes to China and everybody that is going into their country to extract cobalt and lithium and all these things that we want here in America to make us feel good with electric vehicles. So if we want to go down that road, we can go down that road, okay? But at the same time, not every country was invaded by Europeans that then put colonization on their culture and their people. That what did not happen everywhere. But I can tell you right now in Cameroon, you have a situation where you have people running. Go ahead.
Continue. Finish your thought.
Right now. We have tribes in Cameroon right now that are trying to run from the military, run from the government, and it is black on black in Cameroon. This is what's happening across Africa. I'm not saying you being a slave from a family of slavery is great. I'm not saying it for myself either. But you can't sit here and say that your life would have been better without slavery, because we just don't know. We can look back onto the continent of Africa today, and we can say that there are a lot of places where people are leaving, seeking refuge to come here in America, because this is the land of opportunity.
Protesters have taken to the streets of Florida. Yes, to rally against Governor DeSantis' so-called Stop Woke Act. And Reverend Al Sharpton took the mic to give Ronnie a Black American history lesson yesterday. Take a look.
After 57 years of Jim Crow, it was education, Brown versus the Board of Education, that kicked off in 1954, that inspired Rosa Parks to sit down a year later in 1955. If you would study history, Governor, you would have known to mess with us in education always ends to your defeat. You talk about Florida is where woke died. We went from woke to work. And we gonna work on you, DeSantis, until we tell the whole story.
I mean, you know, the craziest, because we hear from people, and people get very annoyed when we say things. So I just want to clear a couple of things up. He wants to argue that Florida mandates teaching black history. It's been mandated since 1994, but funding was never mandated. It's been poorly enforced, and 11 of 67 of Florida school districts are considered to be truly meeting the mandate. Most districts limit instruction on black history to Black History Month. Then, ye should also know, Florida's statute doesn't want students to persuade towards a view that goes against state academic standards. But Ron, your own statute says students should learn to understand the ramifications of prejudice and racism. But when you cherry pick and you decide what is going to be taught, it makes it hard for me to take you seriously, because you're saying, you know, queer black history isn't black history. Well, queer history is American history, is black history. There are black gay folks. There are black gay. So when you start cherry picking who is not enough to be taught, then, you know, you can't really push back and say, well, we're not teaching. Yeah, you're not teaching it. American history is American history. The things that were good about America and the things that were bad about America are the way young minds learn to be better America. That's how they learn.
So I saw this yesterday. I just wanted to share with you guys. Black Republicans are now being attacked by their party for disagreeing with Florida's new educational rules, which, for those of you who are unaware, they're not going to be teaching in Florida schools that black people benefited from slavery. These black Republicans are now claiming that their party has gone too far, which is weird. Because I'm thinking of all the things Republicans have done, all the things I've talked about on my page, and thinking, now it's too far? And DeSantis is responding back that they're all fake Republicans. Like Republican Tim Scott's just like, oh my God, I didn't expect the leopards to start eating my face. Like, oh my God. You're part of the Republican Party who has a deep, deep history of anti-black policies, anti-black laws. Every year they're passing voting suppression bills against black people to try to keep their majority. The last time Republicans won a popular vote, or a vote of the majority of the population, was 2004. It's 2023. That's 19 years. So if the majority of people do not support Republicans, how are they still in power? That's because of the Electoral College in the case of Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, or gerrymandering, where they put all the black people in one district so they can control all the rest of them. And there's like 50 more strategies and tactics they use to maintain power and suppress minorities, but I don't really have time for that today. So this video is a message to Black Republicans and other minorities who find themselves supporting the Republican Party. Look at all of the bills they're doing, all of the policies they're trying to push, the teachings and history they're trying to push to their kids. This should not be a surprise to anyone. It's not like DeSantis was known for supporting black people and all of a sudden he's doing this stuff. We've known for years how much he does not like black people, how anti-black and anti-immigration he is. Stop supporting these people until it's too late. Because now Tim Scott's like, oh my God, what have I gotten myself into? He's supporting a party that's now going to teach his kids that his ancestors actually loved and benefited from slavery. And if you think they're going too far now, imagine what would happen if DeSantis was president.
And if people say, Monica, how can you laugh at that? Because damn it, it's funny. And if people say, Monica, how can you laugh at that?
I'm too hungover for this shit. Why are you shocked? I'm confused as to what the fuck they're shocked about. You joined a party who made it clear as fucking day that they don't like black people. And are going to do anything possible to ensure black people stay at the bottom. Stripping rights away, banning books. And now trying to teach classes that say that slavery was beneficial to us. Y'all knew about all of that. All this little hateful shit they've been doing. And then you're really shocked they responded to y'all with the same hateful fucking energy that y'all been co-signing. Like, am I in the Twilight Zone here? Because y'all should have seen that shit coming from a mile away.
So if slavery was so beneficial, then why we can't teach you about it in the schools? You know what I'm saying? If slavery was so beneficial, then why they ended? You know what I'm saying? If slavery was so bad, then why do y'all talk about Africa and talk about all the ways in which you've been enslaved and all this old shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, when y'all talk about abortion being bad, y'all usually correlate to slavery. If slavery was so beneficial, then why y'all don't call abortion beneficial? I call bullshit. This is what we call conservative contradictions. You know what I'm saying? You say that you want to stand for real, true history when folks want to take them statues down, but all of a sudden you want to romanticize and sanitize slavery as if, you know what I'm saying, it was good for everybody. You know what I mean? Or uniquely beneficial for the enslaved people, because we benefited, you know, Master was good to us. He gave us good foods, he gave us good sleeps, you know what I mean? Taught us all these vocational skills. And how dares we be ungratefuls? Because we could have been left in Africa, all uncivilized and all with swollen bellies and having flies swinging all around our head. We should be happy. Should be happy to be American. The American plantation is better than any plantation. It's better than the plantations in the Caribbean. It's better than the plantations that was in Europe. It's better than the plantations all over. Hey, listen, proud to be an American. So if slavery was so beneficial, then why we can't teach you about it in the schools? You know what I'm saying? It's
straight facts, no chaser. I want to thank the brilliant brother Conscious Lee for posting this video, because I got to get some shit up off of my chest. So if black people benefited from slavery, learned a trade, you say, that would mean you also learned a trade or two. Is that how you learn how to brand? So you guys who are branders, you learned it from branding black people and their babies because you wanted to own them. Is that what you learned? Is that the trade you learned? How about you learning how to unalive black people for no fucking reason whatsoever? Just become murderers for no reason whatsoever. You learn how to murder and get away with it? Did you learn how to be an evil son of a bitch? Is that what it was? You got the trade of evil son of a bitch from being, you know, a slave owner? Is that what it is? How about you guys learning how to grape men, women, and children? Is that how you became mass grapers? Is that how you became mass murderers? How about you guys learned the trade of deception like the devil? You pray and talk about Jesus, but you do devilish acts. So that would mean that you're really more like the devil than you are like Christ, right? Is that what you guys learned? How to be the opposite of Christ-like? What other trades could you have learned? Oh, you learned how to take babies out of black people's womb and put them out for alligators as bait. Did you become better alligator hunters? Is that what you learned? Is that your trade that you learned? How to make alligator shoes by putting up baby black people to be able to get that trade off? So we can thank you guys for alligator shoes and boots and shit because your ancestors taught you that trade by putting babies out there to hunt? I'm trying to figure out what trade you guys learned from slavery. You benefited, not just the money part. That's not a trade. What is the trade or skill set? You learn how to be devious? You learn how to manage bodies? I want to know what trade you got out of slavery. Because if we got something, you damn sure got something. Oh, did you learn how to lie? Right in somebody's face? Oh, I didn't rape that slave. I didn't do it. Oh, so the baby came out looking like you and is in the house, but you didn't rape her. Did you learn how to kidnap? That's your trade. Sex trafficking. That's what you learned. I'm trying to figure out what it is. Why don't y'all get back to me on what the fuck you learned? And what was your trait or skill from slavery, you piece of shit? I speak facts. Straight facts. Fuck your feelings.
So this is all I got from the stitches. And as you all can see, black people are not having it. And they took to the street of Florida to express themselves about the ongoing things. I mean, the things going on in Florida, schools and all that. And how did I tell you guys? I mean, Ron DeSantis got into an accident, but nothing happened though. But every people were reacting to it and they were like, why? Just one chance, like, you know. Oh, maybe I'm going to bring that video here, but let's see. Maybe I am going to bring it here. But then let's get into today's, you know, let's talk about something. Now, let's talk about the people, the black men that are black Republicans, how they are. Okay, I don't know how black people are going to see a party that they know this party does not support black people, or they don't like black people, or they are anti-black, or they are racist to black people, and they decide to join. They join the party because they feel like they are going to treat them better than they treat other black people. But I keep saying it, the way they see any other black person is also the same way they are going to see you. They are not going to stop being racist because you joined the party or something. And now these men are out there looking for a way. I mean, they are disagreeing with the Florida's new education rules, claiming black people benefited from slavery. And they are about to kick them out. And people are really laughing at them because what were they thinking? What were they thinking when they joined? They felt like they were going to be a bit better or something. And then this is how what I keep saying. Because you think, or because you want to identify with white supremacy, and for that reason, you neglect your own people. Because I feel like, you know, if anybody wakes up and wants to join a party that does not support their own interest, how do you want them to treat you any better? Because no, they will not treat you any better because you joined their party. They are also going to treat you the way they see black people in general, because that is whom they are. That is what they are. A chameleon cannot change its skin or something. So for the people that are saying that they are treating them this because there is nothing you can do about it. It's either you are in or you are out. It's either you are for black people or you are against them. It's either you are for white supremacists or you are against them. You have to pick one. Pick and choose. You all keep thinking that you are doing your community. You want to be a sellout because you think it's going to benefit you one way or the other. But then it is backfiring. Because it is still the same party that is treating black people, that is saying history, slavery benefited people, and the rest of it. And this is what your child or your children are going to learn in school. and now you want to question their opinion. How are you supposed to question their opinion when you are for them already? And for that Kim, wait, is that Kim, is she a black woman? Because I really don't get it. How she's asking all those questions. Where would you be if not for slavery? Like, is she insane? Was Africa, like when they came to Africa to pick or to move some people from here across the ocean, were Africans not doing okay for themselves? Or is it now, are they not doing okay for themselves? And not just that they picked the very best, and they are asking, where would you have been if not for slavery? Where is she? How are people actually waking up to come and defend slavery? Because I don't get it. Make this make sense, because it's not making sense. And being a black person for that matter, I don't know. I think some people just wake up and want to gaslight themselves, not even black people. Because I don't see how, oh yeah, I forgot she's conservative. I see why she's asking that kind of question. But though the man actually came prepared. When they wake up, I want to ask you, where would you have been without slavery? Like, it was the greatest thing that happened to black Americans. I mean, it was a great opportunity for African Americans or black people. It was the best thing. I mean, you all should be very appreciative and grateful that slavery happened. Slavery that our ancestors suffered, cried. Some died in pains. Some died in agony. And somebody is asking me, where would you have been? And most of the things, majority of the things they are enjoying are from the sweat and blood of our ancestors. Someone is asking me questions. That life is a little bit better for even them African Americans is because of what their ancestors went through just to make them a little bit okay. Not like it is the very best right now, but it is not like it used to be. And they keep saying slavery benefited black people. How did it benefit them? How exactly? This is where I'm going to draw the curtain. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.